The whole point of going to conferences is to have a human connection from that event. And nowadays, from your own home, it almost feels like you cannot make that same connection, which isn't true. Welcome back to PhD Coffee Time. This is an online community for you as PhD student to get motivation, peer support, and practical tips during your PhD. Today, we'll have a two-part video, online conferences, how to present in one and how to attend one like a pro. Let's say you have a presentation at an online conference. How do you prepare yourself to appear online like I am doing right now, talking to a camera awkwardly? Next week, I'll talk about how to get the most out of an online conference. So if you're interested in both topics, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Also hit the bell notification so that a tiny channel like this one can reach you whenever I post a video. And if you are new here, I'd like to mention I have two videos already about how to present a scientific presentation and how to optimize your PowerPoint slides with like all the buttons to click type of tutorials. Today, I really want to just focus on this shifting nature of conference presentation. We are all kind of like a YouTuber now, with people needing to show up on Zoom and presenting a slideshow and talking over it and editing a video and submit to your conference organizers. As a YouTuber who has grown my channel for 10 months now, I really can share a few thoughts that I have discovered along the way of video editing. And I know there are plenty of YouTube videos talking about editing videos. This video is not for that. If you are desperate, these are the few tips that you just need to master and you will survive your conference. Because I know scientists are busy, and I hope these little videos can condense the most important relevant tricks for scientists to prepare an effective communication and summarize your research. So I'm not going to show you all the fancy tricks, but you will get enough to start with. And if you are interested, there are plenty of videos I can recommend later to optimize your video editing. So let's dive in. So first of all, a video is just visuals and the audios at the same time. Your video doesn't have to have your face in it if you don't feel comfortable. The most basic version, level 1, will be make your slideshow, export it on PowerPoint or Keynote as a movie, and then use any of your editing software. On my Mac, I use iMovie, or in PC, I know people use Adobe Premiere. Shortcut will be the free version of it, and I'll put links down below so that you can check them out. But really, you're just trying to align the soundtrack to what people should see. So sometimes if you have animations in your PowerPoint, you just need to wait until that time and add a freeze frame, making a pause at certain time so that your voice is explaining the relevant visuals. You can drag and drop your videos into iMovie. A video consists of your video track as well as your audio track. On the right side here, you can see I can zoom in into different detail. I can edit out sentences by clicking the track, and I can take out any audio that I don't want. I can highlight both and cut. And now I've taken a sentence out of this video. You can zoom back out. It says how long it is on the lower audio track. Similarly, you can export a PowerPoint with animation like this one and then record yourself. After that, you just need to drag your audio track below. And if there is a certain part of your video that you want it to be longer, you can click on the speed button on top. You can have it as freeze frame so that when you are talking certain sentence, you can hold that frame for that one sentence. There are also other speed options. The frame rate of your movie can be slowed down or speeded up. You are allowed to have 2 layers at most for your video in any editing software. And in this case, I have my green screen PowerPoint on the top of my original video, so it looks like I have a logo and graphics on the top. You could click on the top left button that you can depict whether it is a cutaway, which is showing entirely the top layer of the movie, and in this case it will just show a green background PowerPoint slide. A lot of us do not have the luxury of a green screen at home. We can't talk like those lecturers in front of a PowerPoint and cancel out the background. By placing a PowerPoint slide, when I make a video export from a PowerPoint with a green background like this, I'm going to be able to choose green blue screen options, and that's going to overlay on my image like I have a blackboard in front of me. It's really handy when you're going to give instructions and if you want to incorporate visuals for your teaching, and you can be more like a YouTuber as well. However, you could have another movie that shows how to do certain work in the lab. You can show the cutaway while it's the same narration below. Another option could be handy is picture-in-picture. That is when you can put your face on the top of a PowerPoint in the lower corner. So if you record yourself while you present a PowerPoint, you can put your expression below so your student can also see it. Another option is split screen, which I think it may not be as practical in this case. So right now I think the green screen, blue screen, and picture-in-pictures are the most handy options for teaching. Video editing takes time. In general sense, if you have 15-minute video, you may need like 3 hours to edit it. Depends on how much little graphics that you are adding in as well. But basically, you could start with exporting a video from PowerPoint, adding an audio track with it. But one thing I want to show you is the importance of having a good quality audio. Because did you know that whenever I film a video, I use a professional mic because I can show you without a mic. This will be how I sound like without a mic and just with a recording function on my mobile phone. And say for example, if you don't have the budget to buy a professional mic, having something like your headset like this one and recording over speaking directly to a mic like this, and you can use the IKEA potato chip clip or whatever to clip it on you. It can already do the job of recording the voice. If I use only my camera like this, I sound like I'm echoing a lot. So I would say the most important tip of making a good video is to make sure you have a clear audible device that it doesn't need to cost a lot. My mic cost like $40 on Amazon. Even with a headset, it will improve it. Depends on how often you're going to film and record yourself. I highly recommend you invest in a good mic. And if you want to support this channel, I have affiliation link down below that if you click on it and purchase any items, I will get a small commission from it at no cost to you. And if you want to buy a MacBook Pro, I'm also putting a link down there as well. And that will be a tremendous support to this channel. You may ask, what type of camera do you need if you want to record yourself on camera like this? I have a professional camera from Sony, which is only because I am amateur photographer and I love taking photographs of all my friends. I'm that Asian who show up with camera and can't stop taking your food photo and pet photos. No shame on that. You don't need a professional camera. You just need any webcam, any mobile phone. If you are trying to take a video from your phone, the best practice is not to use your front camera because it's lower resolution. And if you are using the back camera of your phone, it's going to give you better resolution. And the optimized way to record yourself is to do it at the natural lighting. When you are next to the window, and you can see now here, I'm actually just having all the lights from the window. And I don't have a professional lamp. So this is my setup. And if you don't have a stand for your camera, there is a trick I've learned just from the internet is you can have a stack of book next to the window and place your PC on top. Your phone can be placed here, pretending there is a stack of book underneath. Then you can adjust the angle how you show up on camera. These are all the little tips on getting started with your first videos for a scientific presentation. Like I said, most of the time you don't even need to show up on camera. You might just need to show up for like 2 minutes in the beginning as an intro about who you are and where you work. You probably just need to show your data and your science on a PowerPoint movie. If you see me on videos for 15 minutes, I have maybe 20 minutes of stuff that I have broken into 1 to 2 minutes every clip. So that's the same trick for you. If you are starting with recording yourself on videos, don't try to talk for 5 minutes and then drive yourself nuts when you try to edit things out. The popular question would be, do I write a script or do I not write a script? For me, what has worked is using bullet points of what I wanted to talk about. Just remember that 1 to 2 points of things I want to talk about. Make that just in one sitting, talk to the camera. And then you can always edit out the front and end of each videos and make it sound like you are fluent, and which I wasn't. If you are starting with your first video, do baby step. If you need 1 bullet point each and 45-second talk, that's also the way to go. One important tip is remember to look at the camera but not your screen. Especially if you're recording from your front camera on your phone, which it really shouldn't. You should be using the other side. But if sometimes people record themselves, they try to look at their face, especially if you record on your computer. It's important to make sure you look at the camera instead of the screen, because your audience don't get an eye contact if you are looking down like this. They are much less engaged if you are not looking directly at them. So here are all my secrets. I don't think they are secrets, but just my quick summary on how most YouTube people make their videos, and I hope this is going to translate to science communication and encourage more people to make their own YouTube channel, communicate the science, and be more confident presenting their work and presenting what they are passionate about. YouTube is a great way to start because you can always use a Google account to sign up for a YouTube channel, and you can post all kind of videos to share with friends. One tips I have for participating and presenting in a conference nowadays is sometimes you want to upload your videos and pre-record your presentation like some of the conference organizers will ask for. You can now have a document that you can share with your collaborators. The whole point of going to conferences is to have a human connection from that event. And nowadays, from your own home, it almost feels like you cannot make that same connection, which isn't true, because what you can benefit is these people are not tired. They're not tired from jet lag traveling. They are at the prime state at home. Also, if someone missed your video because they are in a parallel session, you can just send a YouTube unlisted video without having to show up in public and send them an email. This is my research update in 15 minutes. I really appreciate we can have a schedule to call next week after the conference. I believe this is a more efficient way nowadays how conferences could operate, save money to organize, it saves flight tickets, people can spend more time with their family and still make a lot of professional connection in that way. I may be biased because I'm a YouTuber, so I know a lot of people crave the coffee sections, the drink section, which is very hard to do online. With your science video, I recommend you to post it on YouTube and have an unlisted link so that you can share it with your collaborator, and private conversation could happen after or before the conference. Remember, the most important thing of being at a conference is not to be at the talk. But the most important priority is to make human connections. Nowadays, everyone is on Twitter. You can get the best out of it by connecting to your collaborator by sending out your speaking video in advance. And if you're not comfortable showing up in public and talking online, you can have it as an unlisted video so anyone who had the link can watch it, but not the public internet. So today I conclude all my tips on making your PowerPoint presentation and scientific talks online. Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for the next one about how to behave when you are attending a virtual conference and how to get the most out of it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you the next time.